Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. So let's talk about PayPal. The stock is down around 75% from its peak. The company has endured some headwinds, especially with regards to eBay. Now the second half of the year should be a bit better financially wise for the company because we know that those year-over-year comparisons become a bit easier. Now, as we approach the earnings season, which in my eyes will be a very, very important one that should set the tone for the rest of the year, see what really happens in a recessionary market, etc. So I'm going to start and revisit some of the major companies that we cover here on this channel, starting here with PayPal. So as you can see, the company is free cash flow positive, around $5 billion in the last 12 months. Revenue have been steadily going up and up. PayPal is really not that huge of a, let's say, growth company, maybe like Square, but it is a solid compounder. Return on equity sits just below 18%, which was a bit higher at the peak in 2021. Gross profit margin sits now at around 45%. As I said, drawdown from its top, 76%. And then a PE right now for the next 12 months of just under 18 times. So not that very, very cheap, but at least it's not as expensive as in the past. And it's not like PayPal is going out of business. Far from it. Especially if you remember what they said in the last earnings call with regards to Venmo. So Venmo ended the quarter with 85 million users and it's set to launch Pay with Venmo on Amazon later this year. That will obviously be huge, especially also now that Amazon has, well, basically made a huge deal, especially with Prime and Grubhub. So that's going to be huge there. Management also reiterated its 50% plus revenue growth guidance for Venmo. So that's very promising. And there is also some Google trends I would like to show you. Now do take this trend a bit less serious than, well, financial statements. These are useful trends and useful graphs to look at, but they don't always tell the whole truth. So as you can see here, the blue line is Venmo, the red line is Cash App, and that's interest over time from Google search. Obviously, you can see that Cash App has taken the lead quite significantly. And then if you look at the geography, the compared breakdown by sub-region, there is really a clear split in the United States. On the right, it's Cash App. On the left, it's Venmo. Now, I would like to know if you're in the United States, what do you use, Venmo or Cash App? Leave it down in the comments below. And by the way, if you want to support this channel, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to full.com/couchinvestor and do check out all the other links down in the description and in the pinned comment. One of those is Honey, which is owned by PayPal actually. Honey is one of their best acquisitions in my opinion with Venmo. Honey is basically an extension that you add to your browser. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Honey. I just use it because, well, it saves money. It's basically an extension that you add to your browser, free to add. And every time you're at checkout, you just click on that extension and it scans for codes. If it does find the code, well, you saved money. And there is also Honey Gold, which at the end, you can redeem it for actual money. If you reach 1,000 Honey Golds, you get around, I think, $10 or so of a gift card. So why not? The link is down in the description to add that extension to your browser. It's 100% safe. Now talking about features here, PayPal's Pay in 4, which is their Buy Now Pay Later offering, leads actually the list of the Buy Now Pay Later offerings. This was taken from the spring 2022, so yes, a little bit outdated, but it's clear to see PayPal number 1, Afterpay number 2, Klarna 3, American Express 4th, and then the list goes on and on. Now with regards to Klarna, their valuation got slashed by, well, a lot. I believe they are raising money at a valuation of $6.5 billion right now. Last year, I believe that was close to 40 billion. So the market has clearly changed. And if I'm being completely honest, the fact that PayPal managed to build their own Buy Now Pay Later offering in-house and not buy, just like Square did with Afterpay, not spend that much money, well, kudos to them because it is working out very, very nicely. And this just justifies the whole PayPal is now maybe a value stock with some growth ahead of it, because it is a big solid compounder. It's a huge company that has a global reach, even in China, even though that's very, very small, but it has a global payment network all around the world. It's accessible almost all around the world, even in areas like China, where most US companies don't even get to enter in that market. And that just means that PayPal, no matter what happens, it just adds features here and there. Yes, it might be losing some small to medium-sized businesses because, well, they were late to the party. Square took that market. Other companies take that market as well. Shopify, for example. But PayPal, it's such a big company. The network is so well built. The infrastructure is well laid that, well, doesn't really matter what happens. They can just add on top of that. Maybe they'll be slow to the party, but at least once they're in it, as we've seen with Buy Now Pay Later here, they're offering their number one. And last couple of things here is another two analyst notes. I want to show you one of them. I already showed you in the Apple and Square video, but I'm gonna reread it here. So PayPal sales could rise 20% if Apple enables Venmo Tap. So Mizuho analyst Dan Dolev, we talked about this when Apple announced their own Apple Pay, but later, and they said that they are accepting, well, they're working with Square. So the same thing here could happen with Venmo. So he estimates that tap to pay with Venmo could represent 10% total payment volume and 15 to 20% sales upside given Venmo's high in-store take rates and its stored balance-driven funding mix. And the second one is from Piper Sandler. Yes, this is a month old, but still, this is very, very useful for the quarter. So app downloads for Block's Cash App are strong, but there's also some good things with regards to PayPal. So the analyst also sees good, albeit slower, growth for PayPal in the United States and with its Venmo offering. He expects person-to-person transaction to be a competitive advantage for low-cost customer acquisition for Block and PayPal. However, away from person-to-person, the analyst sees signs of weakness in app downloads, in Buy Now Pay Later and crypto, which he says has negative implications for these business lines within both companies. But as we've seen before, obviously, even if there is weakness, when you're number one, that could actually be an advantage. Now, 100% with the crypto winter, let's say right now, maybe people are less inclined to start sending Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin. And last thing here, a quick reminder to what the company is actually expecting in Q2. So net revenue is expected to grow around 9%. Excluding eBay, it's expected to grow 14%. I'm going to skip all the rest. And then for the full year 2022, total payment volume is expected to grow between 13 and 15%. Net revenue is expected to grow between 11 and 13%. But if you exclude eBay, that's around 15 to 17%. So the underlying business, if you remove eBay, is doing quite well. And we're going to see in this quarter and in the next one how well it is actually doing. So overall, to conclude, at current prices, I do believe that PayPal is a good value stock with some projected growth in the future. I am going to add it to the channel's portfolio on stockr.io, which you can follow for free down in the description and in the pinned comment. The link is there. You can also enter the competition, free to enter. And if you win it, you get $250. So why not? So overall, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you adding? Do you hold PayPal? Did you sell it? Leave it all down in the comments below. And if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.